Hello glorious capsuleers and welcome to another edition of EVE Pulse. This episode of EVE Pulse comes right as the Triglavian Invasion is beginning with the launch of EVE Online Invasion. There's a lot of content to cover in this and we've got some familiar faces coming from the dev team to give you more information, but first I'd like to talk about something that's also super important, and that is the opt-in beta launch of the EVE Online 64-bit client that also came today. The start of the opt-in open beta for the EVE Online 64-bit client is a huge milestone in the 16-year history of the development of EVE Online. A huge part of the reason we've been able to deliver the 64-bit client so early is the immense support that we've received from the community for all the testing and bug reporting that's happened on Singularity. So a huge, massive thank you to all of you guys who've been involved with testing so far, and we're hoping that we can get as many people involved in the open beta as possible to make sure we can roll out the client as quickly and as smoothly as possible. So be sure to head on over and look at the release news so you can find out how to switch from a 32 to a 64-bit client to help us with testing during the opt-in open beta. And now of course we move on to the super exciting stuff. Let's hear a lot more about what's arrived with EVE Online Invasion, the summer expansion for EVE Online. To introduce you to everything that's coming up, here's a familiar face, CCP Berger, Creative Director for EVE Online.
Capsuleers, I have words from my Triglavian friends in Abyssal Dead Space. They're getting pretty tired of your relentless attacks on them and their habitats. Word is that they are forming big fleets in Abyssal Dead Space to attack your high-sec systems in the hope to repay the damage you've done. They will be escalating their attacks over the next coming weeks, so you better be prepared.
So yeah, it looks like the next few weeks are going to be pretty exciting for New Eden. There's a lot more content coming too outside of the invasion itself, and you're going to be able to interact with and get a hold of this content by doing your part to help protect New Eden. The biggest part of this new stuff that's coming are 3 new awesome Tech 2 Triglavian hulls. Let's take a quick look at them now. This is the Nergal. It's an assault frigate based on the Damavik. It has a focus on damage application, it's fast and light, and of course, being a Tech 2 hull, it benefits from T2 resistances as well. It's going to be super cool to see how you guys use this in the coming weeks. Next is the Tercer. Yeah, okay, that. Command Destroyer. This is a savage version of the Kikimora. This can fit micro jump field generators and command burst as well. It also benefits from Tech 2 resistances and is going to be great for small gang PvP and some fleet work too. And last, my favourite. Say hello to the Tercer. I've always wanted to see what a Triglavian heavy assault would look like, and this is basically a Vedmak on steroids. Massive damage, Tech 2 resistances, it's fast and light, and you're going to see a hell of a lot of damage from entropic disintegrators. And it's also a heavy assault that you should watch, because it's probably going to have a great effect on the meta too. Of course, with the introduction of new Tech 2 ships, we also need the means to manufacture them as well. So there's going to be a new data core, new skills, and of course new Tech 2 construction components as well that will also be coming with EVE Online Invasion. New Mutaplasmids for damage controls, assault damage controls, ancillary shield boosters and ancillary armor repairers are coming with EVE Online Invasion too, which means some of the most popular modules currently used in PvP are going to be able to be mutated soon. Speaking of things that are popular in PvP, Tech 2 ammunition is going to get a huge boost with the release of EVE Online Invasion. It can now be fitted to faction, officer and storyline weapons, so that's going to open up a whole new possibility for using this ammunition. There's so much more coming with EVE Online Invasion, so let's now go and speak to a couple of familiar faces from the EVE Online dev team and find out more.
The Invasion expansion marks the culmination of the work we've been doing to completely revamp the war declaration system in EVE Online. The big feature in this pass is the War HQ. This is a structure that every attacking organization in a war will have to designate in HiSec, and if they lose that structure, the war will end, and they won't be able to declare war against the same target for 2 weeks. This provides a way for defenders to clearly end the war through force of arms, and it also provides a focal point for PvP for attacking sides. We're also revamping the war UI, including a new war front page that describes all of the systems in our war declaration system for easy understanding, as well as new UI elements to make it clear when you're at war and when you're not. We're also simplifying the costs of war in EVE, as well as really improving the mutual war system and making it much easier to start and stop those wars. Invasion also introduces the new Help Pointer feature. This is a feature for older players who help out new players in learning EVE Online. We want to give a big thanks to the players who suggested this feature, as it's one of the ideas that was sourced from discussions at EVE Vegas.
Hey everyone, CCB Wonderboy here from Team Psycho Sisters, and this is the new and revamped agency. So this time around we have taken a little bit of a different approach. We have segmented all the content into pages, this being the front page, obviously. We have the Agents and Missions page, where we are bringing back the Agent Finder. Yay! You can now find agents anywhere in New Eden and sort them by the location, security status, faction, anything you want. Obviously we have the mission agents, the epic arcs, and the storyline agents. Again, we have the mission agents page where you have the pre-filtered pages already here. So you don't have to go to the agent finder and just select the type, you just have the security agents page right here. We have the encounters page that lists out the incursions and factional warfare that's going on in New Eden. The incursions page contains all the available incursions, where you can click the incursion you're interested in, and it'll tell you which systems are affected and which states or which state they're in. Another thing we're doing in the new agency, you can tell by these new tooltip icons, that we are trying to tell you what's going on in this page. What is this content? How can you participate, and how can you get there? We have the same for factional warfare. We tell you how to enlist, what the alliances are, how to capture a system, where the systems are, what their state is, how do you upgrade them. We are trying our best to teach you how to play factional warfare. We also have the page for factional warfare agents. This is kind of the same of the rest of the agent pages. We tell you what rewards you can get from those factional warfare agents. We also have the Abyssal Dead Space page. That tells you what Abyssal Dead Space is, what the game modes are. We tell you about the solo cruiser mode, the PvP mode, and the frigate co-op. We also have a page especially for the filaments and the abyssal weather. We tell you what the weather types are and what their effects are. We tell you what filaments are and how you can obtain them. We will also link you straight to the market, where you can buy any filament you choose. The Exploration tab lists out combat anomalies, cosmic signatures, escalations, and project discovery. The combat anomalies page, we are taking a little bit of a different approach from the old agency. We are now showing you where all the anomalies are anywhere in New Eden. This, we feel, exposes the content a lot better, so the new players are not warping around, finding nothing, and then giving up. We just tell you where the content is, so you can go play. We're doing the same thing with cosmic signatures. We just tell you wherever you are in the world, where the signatures are. You can filter them by region and constellation and security, and just go scan wherever you like. We also tell you about project discovery and what that is, and how that is actually contributing to real-life science. We have the resource harvesting tab, where we tell you where the asteroid belts are and which ore types you can find in each belt. So no more looking around on third-party websites where you can find specific types of ore. It's just here. The same thing goes for ore anomalies. We tell you where the ore anomalies are and how many they are in each system. You can now just also filter by location, the region, constellation, anything you like. And we also tell you how to scan them down. We're doing the same thing with ice belts as well. We're telling you where the ice belts are and what kind of ice you can find in there. And we feel this also exposes this content a lot better, so you can now just know where the ice belts are without any third-party knowledge. The game now actually tells you where to find the content. The Planetary production page is also something we're pretty proud of. You can now just filter by the planet type that you like, that you want to have, that you need for your production chain. So if you say we want a barren planet and a temperate planet, you can just filter by those two values, and the agency will now show you which types are available in each system. So here we have a system that contains both a barren and a temperate planet, and you can also view the amount of resources available in each planet. Then we have specific tabs for the tutorial. This is a tracker for the NPE and tells you which tasks you are actually doing right now. We also have a specific page for the career agents. They're very easy to find now. And last but not least, we have a page for the Triglavian Invasions, which you can find out more in the Invasion expansion. Thanks very much. Fly safe.
We're super excited with all the content that's released with EVE Online Invasion, and we can't wait to see how you guys are going to play with the expansion over the course of the next few weeks. But aside from the expansion itself, there's so much more going on outside of New Eden too. We're just done with the awesomeness of EVE Down Under, which was an incredible event literally on the opposite side of the world to Iceland. We now have 3 teams ready for the EVE Invasion Tournament Series Finals, and we can't wait to see what happens on the next stop of the World Tour, which is EVE North in Toronto. This is going to be taking place from the 21st to the 23rd of June, and we've already sold over 400 tickets. This is going to be the first time that CCP's ever visited Canada en masse too, so it's going to be pretty crazy to meet all our Canadian players and have some fun in Toronto. And of course, what would a World Tour be without a stop off in Las Vegas for EVE Vegas 2019, which kicks off from the 25th to the 27th of October. We've already sold almost 600 tickets, so this is going to be one of the biggest EVE Vegases ever. And before EVE Vegas, we have G Fleet on the World Tour roster as well, which takes place on the 13th and 14th of September in Berlin, Germany. Tickets are also on sale for this right now, so if you're in Europe and you're looking to get to a cool event that's all about internet spaceships, pick up a ticket and come join us for the party in Berlin. That's all we've got time for on this edition of EVE Pulse, but be sure to subscribe to make sure that you don't miss future episodes where we'll give you all the latest information on EVE Online. We hope you're going to have a great time playing EVE Online Invasion, and if you haven't already seen the trailer, you can grab it right here on the EVE Online YouTube channel. That's it from us for now. See you in space. The start of the opt-in open... opt-in. Shit, what was I saying? Was I saying... Nah, I've totally lost me. Hold on. Nah. Hold on. Paramount. Gonna be able to see and then. So there's gonna be. Hold on. What's it gonna be? It can now be fitted. What can it be fitted to? Fuck me. Can now be fitted to faction. What the fuck? Faction officer and storyline. Oh. Speaking of things that are popular in PvP. As well. Fuck, that just didn't sound good. I can do this.
You can do this.
Got this, Raggy.
You can do this.
To officer, storyline, and oh my god, faction officer and storyline weapons. Speaking of things that are popular in PvP, faction ammunition, no Tech 2 ammunition. Speaking of things that are popular in PvP. Speaking of things that are popular in PvP, Tech 2 ammunition. And storyline. Hold on. No, I got it right and then I paused. Oh. Speaking of things that are popular in PvP, Tech 2 ammunition. I just keep saying faction officer and story. Whew. We're good.
We're good.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's coming. I'm trying to remember the dates. Fuck.